you for joining Living on the Cheap and trying to figure it all out. Today I'm doing a review of America's Cheapest Family. Gets you right on the money. There it is. Now, I read this book and I don't know. Maybe it was the way it was written. Maybe it's the tips that I already know a lot of these tips. I didn't really enjoy this book. I don't know why. I only read about half of it and then I just put it down. I ended up never finishing it. Maybe if I finished it, I'd enjoy it more. Maybe the good stuff's at the back. One thing I did like about this book, though, it's excellent if you're American. My problem is I'm Canadian, so a lot of stuff does not apply to me. Like saving money for medical expenses in Canada, basic Medicare is covered, and I have extended health, so pretty much all my healthcare and dental is covered. So I'm just going to go over some of the chapters real quick. Groceries, how they save money I thought was very interesting. They actually buy groceries once a month. Now I do have a deep freeze. It's not the biggest deep freeze ever. I don't even know how many cubic feet it is. Couldn't even tell you. It is a good idea to have a deep freeze because if frozen foods go on sale, it's great to stock up. I'm in the West Coast in Canada and we get, our winters aren't that bad, but it's always good to have some food on stock for at least, 4 or 5 days, just in case there is that snowfall that comes. And around here, it only lasts 4 to 5 days. Actually, we've had it for 3 weeks right now, but it's drivable. We can get out, so it's not that bad, but it really sticks around that long. And the last time we had snow was about 4 years ago, so quite honestly, I'm not worried about stockpiling. Cutting costs on cars. I already knew everything, so, or not everything, but all the tips that she's given here, or they've given here, I found I already knew this. So, housing, home sweet home. We've lived in this house in particular for 20 years. Don't plan on moving. Probably stay here. It's gone up exponentially, the value of our home. And we haven't done much work on it because we couldn't afford it, because every time we save up money, we end up using that for something else like vacations. Which is probably not a good idea either, but I'm just putting it out there. Oh, our home is also paid for. So why would we want to move and have a mortgage again? We wouldn't. Utilities. Here the utilities is different. You can't price compare. There's only in BC in particular, British Columbia, that's the province I live in, there's only one gas and heating utility company. Yeah, isn't that crazy? So we live in New Westminster, and actually it is the oldest city in the West Coast, and they actually have their own utilities company. Their electrical is actually by them. Other places in the province I don't know, but I know in Vancouver it's not by the city. So yeah, just whatever stuff that she talked, or they, I shouldn't say she, I keep saying she and I shouldn't. It's the whole family. It's the husband and wife, and even the kids pitch in and voice some opinions in some chapters. Debt, the American dream turns into a nightmare. That one was interesting. I enjoyed that chapter a lot, but it wasn't worth the whole book. And I'm kind of glad I didn't buy the book. As you can see, it's got a library thing. I try not to buy books. I did get some books for Christmas though, but I didn't pay for them. Someone else did. Anyways, on with, see, the medical expenses, clothing, entertainment and recreation, vacations, kids and money, saving and investing. And again, the investing is a little bit different here than it is in America. You guys have a 401. I think we have RRSPs. If I think it's the same. I think it's the same, but I'm not positive about that. We also have TFSAs. I don't know what you guys have. No idea. So, a lot of that made no sense to me at all. The final payoff, I didn't get that far. Attitudes. Thinking differently can change everything. One thing I did really enjoy about this book, I'm just going to try, I should have bookmarked it. I'm going to try to find the page on it. It talks about if you're a beginner into saving, or if you've been saving forever, or if you are, I don't know, a beginner, a mediocre, you've been doing this for a little while, but you haven't been going crazy, or if you're a crazy, crazy saver already. And the tips. So they call it the timid mouse is the beginner saver. The wise owl. So you've been saving for a little while, you have some ideas, you do some of the practices, or the amazing ant where you've been doing lots and going crazy and you're almost the next cheapest family as well. And so at the end of every chapter, they'll have tips for these 3 categories and what you could do to improve your savings further. Now it's up to you. You read all 3 and you figure out what works for you. For example, the grocery store, reduce your trips to the grocery store from several times to once a week. well, I already shop once every 2 weeks. Try to extend that wise owl. Try to extend your grocery shop to once every 2 weeks. I guess that's where I fit. The amazing ant, do all the above, plus research and buy a freezer so you can start stocking up on sale items. Start cooking from scratch, you'll be amazed. Maybe I'm the amazing ant, but I do go every 2 weeks. But I cook everything from scratch. So kind of I'm a mishmash between the wise owl and the amazing ant. I think for you fellow Americans who are new to saving and new to penny pinching or budgeting, they do go over budgeting in this. This is probably a really good read for you guys. I have been poorly budgeting or not updating my budgeting for a few years now. But I have been budgeting and I have been working on penny pinching and saving money for quite some time. So this book wasn't really the best read for me. I found it very dry as well, but that's my opinion. Go read it, check it out at the library so it doesn't cost you anything, and see if you like it yourself. I don't know what the next book is. Once I find out, I'll let you know what I think of it. Have a happy new year. From my remote.